There's a special kind of pride that you feel deep down inside, a strength that seems to thrive in Lima, Allen County.
The American way of life, to get in gear and do what's right.
An unbreakable forthright link called real American strength. Lima, Allen County, real American strength. Forever moving forward without forgetting where we've been.
Creativity meets technology, where possibilities never end.
Ohio's strong Midwestern know-how, exploring innovative ideas. Deep rooted but always growing, ever proud of where we live. Lima, Allen County, real American strength.
Keeping you up to date with what's happening in your community. Community Focus on GTV2. Thanks for joining us today on Community Focus. I'm Ann Decker. If you ever wanted to know everything there is to know about the city of Lima, your chance is coming up this fall with the Care Academy. Here in the studio to talk about it is Amy Odum from the city of Lima. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me today, Ann. This
You're
is
welcome.
an exciting opportunity. The Care Academy is something the city of Lima is doing in partnership with LACNIP, Lima Allen County Neighborhoods in Partnership, and the Husky Refinery this year. We're very excited to have them as a partner where they're willing to host this 10-week academy on community resources at their new community center. So we're going to be out there starting on September 4th through November 13th for a 10-week program on community resources and how you can put them to use in your neighborhood for your community.
Like what kind of community resources?
It's really an exciting program because it's very broad-based, and we bring people in from not only the city but the county and the townships to talk about the things that impact you and your neighbors. We'll be having, starting off with an overview of city government, where normally a council president, John Nixon, and or the mayor come and talk about how do council meetings work, what are the format, how do things come to council, how are ordinances passed, and what are the responsibilities of the council versus the administration. It then goes on from there into talking about personnel, how are people hired within governmental structures, talking about the civil service process, testing, and all the rest. What I find exciting is that as we work through this, everything from safety services to utilities to planning and other kinds of community services such as education and social services like housing, education, and health, these are all people working in those fields giving information to Lima citizens and county citizens who can use that in their own neighborhoods.
How do you see people using it in their neighborhoods?
What's great about this program is that we ask each of the people who attend to become basically a resource specialist for their community. It would be either for their neighborhood group, or we also invite organizations, businesses, and or social service agencies in the community to participate. Once this person participates in this class, and we limit it to only 20 people, they're given a nice hefty resource manual that is updated every 6 months with meetings where we call people back in, update any information, and answer any questions they may have. We found this to be an excellent way for people to get a better understanding of how systems work and how they can make them work for them.
So, for instance, if a neighborhood is wondering why maybe their subdivision hasn't had the roads paved in a while,
right,
they get answers here and they learn how to maybe move themselves on the schedule if they do have any concerns.
There's a session in here specifically on communication, meaning how do you access those county, city, and other agencies, and how do you do that effectively? What I think is exciting about this is we've had people who have been leaders in local organizations as well as neighborhood people who come away saying, I never knew that, I didn't know how that worked, and now I do, and can make this work better for me and the people that I serve.
Well, there are so many facets to government, whether it's city, county, or township. I mean, even just that division, how do you know who to call? How do you know where to start? And this is, what a great resource.
Absolutely. We try to put tools in people's hands, and more importantly, we encourage them to use them and share them with others.
So when does the Care Academy start?
Care Academy starts on Tuesday, September the 4th, and will run through November the 13th. We're asking people to register prior to August 6th, however, which is why we're talking about it today. That's right now. We're at the end of July, and we want people to get their names in because the class size is only limited to 20. So they'll need to contact the Department of Community Development, ask for neighborhood support. Connie Dershem is our neighborhood support specialist, and she'd be happy to get you registered.
How often is the class?
We only offer this once a year because it is a 10-week commitment. And those persons who do attend do need to commit to the time. You will receive a certification as a certified neighborhood resource specialist, but there's actually homework. There's actually required activities that you need to take. So it's something that needs to be taken seriously and needs to be taken by those persons who truly are willing to share these resources with people within their organization or community.
And this is what, one night a week?
One night a week, Tuesday nights from 5:30 to 8:30 for 10 weeks.
Oh, that's not a big commitment, really.
Not at all. Not at all.
Is there a fee to sign up for this?
There is no fee, and again, we're very happy to have the Husky Refinery as our partner on this year. A light supper is provided, and it's a great way not only to learn more about your community, but to meet others in the community who may also be a resource for you.
Do you want to give us Connie's phone number for more information?
Sure. If you're interested in signing up for the Care Academy, you can contact Connie Dershem, neighborhood specialist at the City of Lima Department of Community Development. The number is 419-221-5146.
All righty. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, Ann.
You're welcome. Amy Odum from the City of Lima. When we come back, we will help you sign up for Medicare right after this on GTV2.
Reduce, recycle, reuse. Allied Waste Services in the City of Lima encourage you to live green by recycling all that you can. Recycling promotes green living by reducing the amount of waste materials buried in landfills. This saves money, natural resources, and energy. Keep our environment healthy and start recycling today. Allied Waste Services is committed to a clean environment. Contact us today for your recycling needs. Visit our website, republicservicesohio.com, to learn more about recycling today.
Lima City Council has recently amended the city's vicious dog ordinance to deal with potential problems concerning dangerous dogs in the public.
The ordinance is comprehensive. However, here are some key elements that all dog owners and their neighbors should be aware of.
Any dog that is considered a breed of pit bull is considered a vicious dog regardless of its temperament.
A vicious dog is any dog that attacks, bites, or causes injury to a person or domestic animal with or without provocation.
Not under control of the owner, and secure with a muzzle and a leash of 6 feet or less in length. All vicious dogs must be confined when outside in a pen with a secured top and bottom, or with the sides of the pen embedded at least 1 foot deep into the ground.
If you're a dog owner and have concerns about any dogs in your neighborhood, visit limapolicedepartment.com to find out more about the city's vicious dog ordinance.
The fine for noncompliance is $150 per citation, and ignorance of the law is not a defense.
If there's an emergency situation, call local law enforcement for immediate assistance.
My joints ached and I was always tired.
I was always cold, I couldn't concentrate, and my body hurt all over.
My doctor told me I had lupus. Women of childbearing age, and especially African American women, are at higher risk.
If you suspect that you have lupus, you should contact your doctor.
You're invited to attend the local lupus support group meetings on the second Thursday of each month at 1 o'clock at Lima Towers. For further information, go to connectedhands.org.
We're back on Community Focus. I'm Ann Decker, and I'm pleased to welcome to the studio today Judy Doute. She is with the Allen County Council on Aging, and if you need help applying for Medicare, she's the lady to talk with. Thanks for being here today.
You're welcome.
What are you helping people with?
Well, right now we are helping folks who may possibly qualify for the low-income subsidy. It's a savings program to help them pay for their Medicare Part D costs. And there are potential people in Allen County who may qualify for that are not receiving that benefit. And also the Medicare savings programs, which could help with their Medicare costs, like their Medicare Part B premium, and help with co-insurance and co-deductibles that Medicare doesn't cover. And we are targeting those folks who may not be receiving that benefit and could possibly be eligible for that.
So who should be coming to see you at this point?
Allen County residents who are Medicare beneficiaries.
So they should already be getting Medicare?
Yes.
And then they come to you for assistance with the Part D and for prescription plans?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
What are you going to do for them?
We will help them complete and file the applications that will help them possibly receive some savings on these costs that are associated with the Medicare Part D and Medicare, just the regular Medicare. You know, there's $99.90 that come out of their Social Security checks to pay for Medicare Part B, and the Medicare Savings Program could possibly help eliminate that cost for them. And then the low-income subsidy helps with their Medicare Part D, which is prescription drug costs, helping pay that premium and smaller co-pays for their drug costs.
Well, you know, it's like alphabet soup. How do you keep it all straight? How do you know if you're eligible? I guess that's why you're here, is to answer some of these questions.
Yes. There's Judy Jacobman and Jerry Burton. Also, we are Senior Service Resource Specialists at the Allen County Council on Aging, and we will try to help them with these applications to see if they can get some help.
Do they call you? Do they stop in?
We are having an open house on August the 8th from 1 o'clock to 4 p.m. And at that time, they do not need an appointment to come in. They can come in and we will help them with filing for these benefits. If they're not able to come those days, we will need them to call to set up an appointment. They can make an appointment to come into our office, or we can meet with them in their home.
Oh, how convenient. What information do they need to have available for you?
Well, they need their Medicare card and their Social Security card, their income, and a record of their assets.
So if they're going to stop in on August 8th, that's what they need to bring with them?
Yes.
Okay. And then if they're going to make an appointment, obviously they'll need that at that time.
They'll still need that information, yes.
Okay. Where is your office?
We're at 215 North Central Avenue. We're on the corner of High and Central.
Okay. And if they need you to come to their home, do they just call you? How do they get an appointment?
They would call our office and ask to speak to myself, Judy Doute, Judy Jacobman, or Jerry Burton, and we'll make an appointment with them.
Great. Is there anything else you need people to know about this?
I think that's what they need to know right now.
Okay, well, wonderful. It's a great service, and I certainly hope people take advantage of it. And even if you just have questions, give them a call and ask. That's what you're there for.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Judy Doute with the Allen County Council on Aging. I'm Ann Decker, and this is Community Focus on GTV2.
Crime Stoppers is still active in the Allen, Putnam, and Van Wert counties. Our goal is to assist area law enforcement officers to identify and locate individuals who have committed crimes. If you have any information about anyone who is responsible for committing crimes, please call Crime Stoppers at area code 419-229-STOP.
Crime Stoppers! Crime Stoppers! Make the call and pay it! Crime Stoppers!
Oh, good. A family wants to live here. It's been so long since I've had kids in my bedrooms. Wait, what's wrong with them? I love kids. Well, you can't find anything wrong with them. They look nice and so polite. No, nobody's ever going to live in me if you keep turning people away.
Been denied housing? Call the Lima Allen Council on Community Affairs. Our fair housing services will look into the complaint at no cost to you.
I didn't want to be touched. He said it would feel good, but it didn't. So he gave me a new doll and some candy. He told me not to tell anybody and that it's our special secret. How do I make him stop?
Say no. Run away. Scream. It's okay to tell an adult you trust if someone is hurting you or making you uncomfortable. Feel safe. Feel strong. Feel free.
Welcome to Community Focus. I'm Ann Decker. National Night Out is coming up on August 7th, and joining us in the studio to give us all the details about this year's event is Connie Dershem from the City of Lima. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
What is National Night Out all about?
National Night Out is a night for all across the community, neighbors to come out and meet each other and have an evening to greet law enforcement, to highlight police-community partnerships, Now this happens in thousands of communities all across the nation on the same night, August 7. Now here in Lima, we have, this is probably the 6th year now, we've put together a huge block party in Town Square. And so we ask the whole community to come out. It's from 6 to 9 on Tuesday, August 7. Come downtown, enjoy some free food, meet the law enforcement officers, watch demonstrations from different law enforcement agencies. The Sheriff's Department will have their mounted posse there. The fire department, the police department. Again, we'll be rappelling off the bank building.
Which is so cool to watch.
It is. That's always an exciting thing. We have inflatable rides for the kids, giveaways. There's going to be community tables with information for people that they'll pick up. Like I said, free food. And this year we're lucky enough to get the Dare band, Siren, for live music. So yeah, it should be really an exciting evening.
So it's just free, just come down
Just
and
free.
have fun?
Yep, come down, enjoy. Highlight, like I said, the police community partnerships. This started out as a way for communities to send a message to criminals that, we don't want you in our community. So sometimes people use the kind of the logo or slogan, give crime and drugs a going away party. And that seems to be a theme. But even for people that can't make it to the event, we would ask them to turn on their porch lights, sit out on the front porches, talk to their neighbors, just make a show of force throughout the community that we're serious about getting rid of the crimes and drugs.
Well, and so often in our busy lives, we don't even know our neighbors. And
Right.
a big part of fighting crime is just knowing who's supposed to be next door.
That's right, absolutely. Watching if you see anything different or anything unusual, yeah.
I know not just the city, but Lima Allen County Neighborhoods in Partnership has really been working lately to build those police and citizen relationships. You've got the Coffee with a Cop and all kinds of stuff going on, just to strengthen the relationships.
Absolutely. Well, it's really important because most of the time when people have an encounter with a law enforcement person, it's not in a good situation. There's usually something going on. And so, these events make it comfortable, friendly. You can find out that, hey, law enforcement people are people just like us, and they're easy to talk to, and they're just all around great people. So it is a great opportunity for people to just come out and have fun.
Okay, give us date, time, and place one more time.
Okay, date Tuesday, August 7, 6 to 9 in the evening, and it'll be in Town Square.
That's wonderful. And we want to mention that there are other celebrations going on around the community. I know Shawnee Township has a big one at the Township House. Basically the same time and place. So there are plenty of options to choose from.
Yeah.
But, basically the neighborhoods within the city of Lima have gotten together to do this big party, and this is their event.
Right. Years ago, they used to do individual events in their neighborhoods. And it got to be really difficult for all the law enforcement agencies to get out to all the different events. And so this was a way to bring everybody together and make it easy and more relaxing for folks.
And it's a lot of fun, too.
It is, absolutely.
Connie, we'll see you Tuesday night.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Connie Dershem from the City of Lima. When we come back, we'll update you on what's happening in Lima's Utilities Department right after this on GTV2.
Here at the Humane Society of Allen County, we're proud to be the home of many great animals looking for many great homes. Over the past few decades, we've given thousands of animals hope of a new life. And we want to share our shelter's passion with you because we can't do it alone. To see how you can help animal advocacy in our community, please visit us at hsoac.org. It's never too late to help support the Humane Society of Allen County. Please visit us at hsoac.org.
What is your name, please?
I am Doug Behringer.
I am Doug Behringer.
I'm Doug Behringer.
Remember to tell the truth. Only one person was truthful about their name. For victims of identity theft, it is not a game. They find their credit and reputations ruined. Never give out your personal information to people or businesses you are not familiar with. By the way, I'm the real Doug Behringer. I'm an attorney and a victim of identity theft. Protect yourself. It can happen to anyone.
Do you know what to do when you hear the community warning sirens? The sirens are activated anytime the public is in life-threatening danger. When you hear the sirens, go inside and turn on your radio or television for more information. If you're outside and unable to take shelter, get in your car and listen to your radio for more information. Follow the instructions carefully. Remember, the sirens mean to take shelter and listen to your radio or television for more information. Take the necessary steps to keep you and your family safe.
I present to you Algebra 2, Foreign Languages, and finally, Biology. Who among you will step up to their challenge?
Me.
Yeah, I'll do it. Me too. Sign me up.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
We're back on Community Focus. I'm Ann Decker, and Gary Sheely is in the studio with me this morning. He is the Director of Utilities for the City of Lima, and we have a brand new feature for the city. If you go to the city's website, you can now pay your utility bill online.
That is correct. Actually, there will be a lot of information that the department will have on there, what we do, but one of the areas we'll have is in our billing collection system will be a way that our residents, if they choose to want to pay their bill, there will be a link that basically will allow them to access a site that will facilitate that payment process. So we're looking forward to it. I think it's more conveniences we're offering the customers. We've recently expanded where we can accept credit cards now, and then eventually there will be just a whole plethora of different means where people can basically access information.
And if you're not paying your water bill, there are some differences there as well.
Absolutely. I think most residents are probably aware here about a year ago, council worked with us and we set up a series of new policies in our billing and collection systems. One of the areas is where we'll certify delinquent water charges or utility charges to the property taxes. We're currently in the process of working the details of that out with the county auditor and treasurer. We hope within, I'll say, the next quarter to be able to facilitate that process.
That's a way for the City of Lima to get its money no matter what, basically, eventually.
Eventually. One of the things we found that we have issues where we will shut people off. You know, the water ends up being back on. There's more consumption on the property, and I'll be frank with you. There's been times where we've had, you know, $400 or $500 water bills at the end of the day. What we chose to do is to make it more facilitative for those bills to be paid, and that's by certifying them to the property tax. It's very similar to what the county sanitary engineer does with their system. So I think it'll be good for all of our customers. It ensures that payment is made, which then helps us control rates because we don't have to cover delinquencies and things of this nature.
All right. One of the things that you're always working on is EPA regulations. I know you've been talking about this for literally decades. The EPA keeps putting more regulations on the city, and as a result, we keep seeing water bills going up. Where do you stand with that at the moment?
Well, we've been making good headway with US EPA. We've actually got Ohio EPA involved because what's called a consent decree is the legal document that the city will probably enter into, even though we're proposing that they do it through the 5-year permitting processes. The federal EPA has came out with what's called an integrated plan. It's supposed to let us balance all of the mandates that are being placed on cities through the Clean Water Act. So, you know, stormwater, sanitary, you know, your combined sewer overflows, your discharges to the stream, and all those in the past have been treated as silos. And so it's just been a consisting mandates and the costs associated with those mandates. So this integrated plan we've been working with the agency with, and I will say we're one of the first communities in the country basically to work through this. We hope that probably within the next, I'll say within the next 90 days that we'll at least reach agreement on what's called the long-term plan. It is the planning document that could go outwards of 30 years and making investments in the community that are over $100 million. But it is it's a critical document. When you look at the horizon on environmental mandates, there's nutrients that are coming that are a big discussion around the country right now. There's things that's called endocrine disruptors, or all the pharmaceuticals and drugs that we basically take that pass right through the wastewater treatment plant and get into streams, and there's a lot of new regulations coming there. So what we're focused on is the current mandates that the agency has now, and that's basically to deal with mainly with our combined sewer overflows and sanitary sewer overflows that do have impacts on the stream, but also keeping and making the agency aware that these other things are coming. Recently, the Ohio EPA completed what's called a TMDL. It's total maximum daily load. It's a protocol for the river and how what the river can assimilate and handle, and then all the dischargers between the farmers, the cities, industry, how you balance all that. And within that document will be, again, an increased cost. So what we're focused on this integrated plan as to how to manage all that, keep our rates basically at the 2% of median household income. It's critical so we don't greatly exceed that because of the overall affordability for the community.
Do you see any increases in water bills coming up because of these results?
Absolutely. We'll be at least doubling the sewer side of the bill. There are mandates that were put on our drinking water system. We have completed some of that, the granular activated carbon process at the water treatment plant that we have completed. Now we have to start paying for it. So there is going to be a series of water rates and sewer rates that basically we'll be facing. The sewer rate, we are going to be changing how we bill, basically. Right now it's volume-based. The more water you use, it equates to the more sewer that you get charged. And what we're finding is we need to move to what we call a flat rate bill. Very similar to what Allen County provides residents. You get on their charge, you get a bill that comes once a quarter. We're still going to be monthly. But the 2% of median household income for our residents, basically, based upon our income levels, is about $50 a month. So we'll be looking at a $60 a month, somewhere in the range of probably between right around a $50 to $60 a month sewer bill. Where currently that charge is about just under $30. So you can see, but the federal courts have pretty well mandated that an EPA imposes a policy that it's reasonable for people to pay 2% of their median household income to fund these things. But our concern, one of the things we're dealing with the agency with is that a third of our population is at the poverty level. And when you start looking at a resident that basically makes $12,000 to $15,000 a year, that can approach 10% of their charges, of their income, and so we continue to basically try to comply with the federal mandates and what they feel is reasonable. But at the same point in time, we have real concerns, and we have issues that are unique to the Lima situation that we need to make sure that the agency gives us consideration on.
When do you expect the increases to take effect?
I would say the water rate, we're going to be in front of the mayor here within 30 days to start discussing the water rate increase, and then I would expect that some of the sewer rates will probably start before the end of the year. We still have to get agreement with US EPA when we provide the plan that we've already submitted the plan, but as they approve the plan, there has to be a funding source and how you're going to fund $100 million worth of improvements. And then in that, there'll be a whole schedule probably passed by last time that we did this. When we did this once before, if you recall, back in 2000. We had an approved plan with Ohio EPA. US EPA didn't like it, so we started that process and been at it, as you pointed out. So council will probably be required to pass a resolution that says, here's the scheduled rates for these mandates.
On a more positive note, the regulations are expensive, but the Ottawa River is cleaner than it's been in literally over 100 years, and we've got some of the best drinking water in this part of Ohio.
Absolutely. With the granular activated carbon process we put in, the days of taste and odors pretty much are going to go away. Those trace things that happen sometime in the fall of the year when the reservoirs get slow and the algae. that process takes all that out, as well as it's designed to meet what's called the THM, the trihalomethanes. When you add chlorine to water, if there's any trace organics in there, it can form some some compounds that have are not good for human health. So the new regulations basically govern that. So this will allow us to be there, and we'll still be one of the most probably the least cost water systems that provides full treatment in the state. And you are correct, the Ottawa River has made great strides over the last 10 years from the studies they have. 10 years ago, only about 35% of the Ottawa River met all the standards it was supposed to meet. Now 75% of it does. And there's only about 1.5 miles that is in what they call non-compliance. And we're working on those areas, and then the balance of the river, with the improvements we're making, we feel very, very comfortable that we probably will get within some range of full attainment. It's just, you put these investments in, then the agency requires you to continue to basically monitor. And part of our balance here is that our coffers are not unlimited. And what we're telling the agency is that this is what this community can afford to do. And there is this ideal out there that every stream needs to be swimmable and fishable. That's the clean water standard. But we have affordability concerns, and we're going to continue to discuss those with the agency.
Well, there certainly is a lot going on in the Utilities Department, and we appreciate you coming in and sharing it with us.
Good.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Gary Sheely, Lima's Utilities Director. I'm Ann Decker, and this is Community Focus on GTV2.